This is an art attack. This is an art attack. This is Art Attack. Hello there, and welcome to Art Attack. Hey, do you ever lose your place when you're reading a book? What you need is a bookmark. A screaming bookmark. Come and have a look at this. Cut a piece of thin card or thick paper 6 centimetres wide and roughly twice the height of your book. And then fold your card in half, bottom to top, like that. And then mark a point 1/3 of the way up the card from the fold in pencil, and just fold it down on itself like that. And then flip it over so that you have a sort of, it looks a bit like a Z shape really, doesn't it? And you've got this short bit underneath the long bit. And then take a felt pen and draw the top lip of a mouth above that fold there, and the bottom lip of a mouth below the fold. And then the top half of a head above the fold, and the bottom half of a head below the fold. I'm just giving him a nice, horrible double chin there, like that. And the idea is to make this face as gruesome and as horrible as you probably can. Give him a big hooter and little beady eyes, that always looks horrible, and some spiky hair on the top, and maybe little sticky out ears at the side. And I know this always works, look. Little bit of stubble all over his chin. Not very nice at all. If you don't want to do a drawing, you can always cut out a magazine photo and put the top half of the head above that fold and the bottom half of the head below the fold. And don't forget to cut the face in half, or it's not really in half, it's cut it through the mouth so that you get that effect. And then open out your gruesome head and take a red felt tip pen and just draw a great big explosion box in there, or an explosion bubble, as they call them in comics, and just write whatever you want your bookmark to say, something like "Arg!" And then join the two halves of your head up behind the explosion box, so it looks as if he's actually saying it. There it goes, behind like that. And then join up the two halves of the mouth, so he's got a great big mouth on him, and put all the details in to make it really gruesome. Maybe his teeth and a horrible tongue. Don't forget his top set of ganaches and the dangly bit at the back of the mouth. That's gruesome enough. And then colour the whole thing in so it looks something like that, and then fold it back together again and just hook it over the page of your book that you're up to. Now I haven't even started this art book yet, so I'll put him right there at the beginning of the book and then stand him up, and he's ready. And if you accidentally pull out the bookmark, he screams at you. Ah! And you can do any design you like. Try it yourself, maybe even do your design on a piece of scrap paper first. But here's a tip, make it as gruesome as you possibly can. Boo. And if you do a photograph, don't forget to colour in between the two halves of the head, and I've put her saying, ew. And you can always put a surprise in your bookmark. There's a nice fluffy kitten, but what's he saying? Rawr. And the great thing about these is you can be as rude as you like. But charming. Try it yourself. A screaming bookmark.
Oh, what a clever idea. Hello, it's me, the head. Now, the most important thing to remember is that you do half the face below the fold and half the face above the fold. And in the space in between, make it as gruesome as you like. Hey, I know another way to make a bookmark scream. Tell it a ghost story. that is wonderful. I have done a magnificent picture out of a carpet. It's of one of the great sights of Moscow. It's called the Red Square.
Have you ever drawn a picture of something that's meant to be rounded, but it ends up looking flat? I'll show you exactly what I mean. Here's a quick picture of a tomato. And just put a stalk on it there like that. And it looks a bit flat at the moment. Well, what you need is curved colouring. Have a look at this. If I start to put in some curved lines across my tomato like that, it starts to give it a rounded feel. Now let's try it, see if it works with a tree. There's my tree, a bit flat at the moment. But if I take some curved lines, just going up the trunk like that and across some of the branches, again, it starts to give it this lovely rounded feel. In fact, it works with anything that's meant to be rounded. It's just a case of putting your curved lines in on your picture where you want your picture to curve. That's just a case of thinking about it before you're doing it and thinking, where should the curve go? It should go there, and there it is, nicely rounded. Good effect, isn't it? Now hold on, I hear you say. Everything is beginning to look a little bit like a stripy zebra at the moment. Well, that is where curved colouring comes in. Watch this. Instead of doing curved lines on this carrot, I'm just going to colour the carrot in with curved colouring. So it's just a case of colouring it in all the way down using a curved motion. And there it is. Look at that. It gives it this lovely rounded feel. And if you're not too sure where your curves should go, then you can always put in some guide curves. Now here's a head, so I want his hair to be nice and rounded across there like that. And maybe on his face as well, put some guide curves in just to help me. And when your guide curves are in, just colour in around your guide curves. There it goes. And on his hair, when you do it, obviously you can do it a bit neater than I'm doing it here. Just doing it to show you. There it is, all the way down, and it gives his head this lovely rounded feel. Try it yourself. Next time you want to give something a rounded feel, try curved colouring.
Hello, my name's Matthew. I made my flower by scoring, folding and cutting strips of card and then sticking them onto a blue background.
Hello, my name is Danielle. I chose colours on my flower because I think they go well together. I made leaves by cutting strips of paper with my ruler to make a 3D effect.
Ah, who needs expensive garden centres? That's a real good art attack. Now to do this, you need a piece of green paper or thin card, and you just need to draw a squiggle in the shape of a flattened S on it. And then around that, draw a leaf shape, like that. You notice I'm using pencil here. Well, that's so I can rub it out later on. And then take a pair of scissors and just wrap some sticky tape around the scissors, like that. You know what I'm going to do here now, don't you? Yep, I'm going to use these scissors to score along that squiggly line. So I'm just pressing firmly with the tip of the scissors, just doing it very carefully along that squiggle. And then you cut out that leaf shape and you have something that looks like that. And I've rubbed out the pencil here, and then if you just bend the leaf along that squiggle, the scored squiggle there, you get this, well, it looks like a 3D leaf. And then make 2 or 3 of them in exactly the same way, and then make 6 of them in a different colour, a nice bright colour, something like yellow or orange or red. And then back to your green paper. If you draw a wavy line, long wavy line, about 15 to 20 centimetres long, and then score along that, again, just getting the scissors and just being very careful with this, pressing firmly along that squiggle line there. And when you've scored that, just draw a long, thin box no wider than, say, 2 centimetres, all the way around that line, following the direction of the line as you go. And then if you cut that out and fold it in the same way as your leaf, you have something that looks like that. It's a sort of plant stalk. And then finally, take a circle of paper or card in, again, a different colour, and just snip a slot from the edge of the circle into the middle, and then just very carefully dab on some glue along the edge of one of those flaps there, like that, and then pick it up and fold it over very carefully into a cone shape. See the way I did that then? And just press onto the glued edge. You might need to keep your fingers there for a couple of minutes while it sticks. Then take a piece of backing paper or card. Now, blue always works really well for this, and place your cut out card shapes into position and put the stalk down the middle there. I think I'll put 1 or 2 leaves down the bottom here, just placing them into position. And don't forget, maybe a leaf halfway up the plant there, and then the coloured petals around the top. I suppose you could call this flower arranging. And petals down there, another one there, I think, and then put your cone in the middle like that, and when you've positioned all your pieces, glue them down, and there you have a folded paper plant. And you can experiment using different colours and arrange your petals into different shapes to create different flowers. Whole bunches of them, in fact. Look at those lovely bloomers. Try it yourself. Folded paper plants. And I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!